Hey YouTube, this is just going off BVD's Stop That video, Pet Peeves. Mine, real quick. People who leave drawers or cabinets open after they use what's in the drawer or cabinet, leave it for me to come along and have to close it. Pet peeve. Now that my dad's gone and I'm taking over the kitchen responsibilities, make my own breakfast, make my own lunch, make my own dinner, provide for myself, and I know I'm 21, I should have been doing that a long time ago, but my dad was retired. He took care of me and my sister. Loved him to death. He was a great man. But now that's my responsibility. So maybe it's just I'm in there more and I notice it more. And he did tell me that that was one of his pet peeves. So maybe it's a genetic thing. Who knows? Just trying to be funny. Chewing gum, yeah, like a cow. If you chew it like a cow, that annoys me. Screaming babies on a plane or on a train or wherever in public, annoying as hell. And I always seem to be right next to them. Ignorant fans, and I'm not bashing any fans in particular, just people who don't know their shit about the sport we're talking about. I was at a sports bar with my friend Haley and her boyfriend, and this dude, the Beavers, the team he's rooting for, the Oregon Ducks rival, Oregon State Beavers, were playing Sacramento State, an FCS school, and they lost. And he's like, that's okay, it really doesn't hurt our record. I was like, dude, this is not preseason. This goes on your record. You are now 0-1, so it definitely hurts your record. And he's like, yeah, but it doesn't hurt in the Pac-10 or the Pac-12. I'm like, that's technically correct because the way the Pac-12 works is it goes by your conference record, not your overall record. So that's technically correct. But still, overall is a tiebreaker, so it hurts your record. And he blew in the face argument. This guy would not back down, and his girlfriend, my best friend, basically known her for 7 years, told him, you're an idiot. This guy does a sports show for a living. He knows his shit, so just back down. He's like, I don't care if he hosts 60 sports shows. So, people who do not know their shit about the sport they are talking about pisses me off. Makes me madder than a hornet, and I had to walk away, and me and her had a private conversation to where she apologized for him. And that made me madder than anything, because she deserves way better. Anyway, off topic. People who do half a job and then leave it. Like my mom. She does the laundry, and I appreciate it. And I'm not going to talk to my mom about this. This is just something I'm coming on here venting to you. She'll put the clothes in the washer and do it, and let it run. But then she'll say, David, can you put the clothes that are in the washer in the dryer and then fold them once they're done? I was like, no. I want to say no, but I don't. I do it because she's my mom. But growing up as a child, I was taught if you start something, you finish it. You don't ask someone to do half your project. Same thing today. My mom made breakfast for the guy that came and painted my room and rents out our pasture land. And she made them both breakfast. But did she do the dishes that were required by this huge breakfast? No, she left those for me to do, all hand wash stuff. So that took some time. And I don't mind doing it. I'm just pet peeve. That people, as I was a child, I was taught, you get something out, you put it away. Well, she got all those dishes out. She dirtied them. It was her job to clean them and put them away. But I had to do it. Pet peeve. Snooty girls who fish for compliments. I'm going off Bill for Vols or BVD on this one. And it's usually, to me, in my experience, the girls who I think are mildly attractive or very attractive, depending, who are like, oh, I'm fat, or I'm ugly, I'm stupid, no, I could never do this. I had a girl, we were messaging on Facebook, she graduated early from high school. I did not. And she said, oh, I wish I was smart enough to get a degree. I have my associate's degree. She does not. And I was like, hey, you're the one who graduated early. I didn't. And just because you don't have the drive doesn't mean you couldn't do it. That's her problem. She doesn't really have drive to go to college, I guess. But she called herself stupid. And I was like, well, and sometimes won't say anything, like I won't acknowledge it. And sometimes I will, depending on my situation with a girl. But that's another pet peeve. Hypocritical people who say that they don't like this, but then they do it themselves is one of my big ones. People who lie, or like my mom says she doesn't like sweets. Total lie. She will eat sweets all day long. And, I mean, maybe not all day long, but she will have sweets a lot for not saying she likes sweets, for saying she doesn't like sweets. She'll tell people that she just, oh, I don't really like sweets. But she'll come along and have part of my muffin that I haven't finished, or have some of my, she'll buy ice cream bars and eat them. Ask me to bring, oh, I don't like sweets. Yeah, well, then why are you eating ice cream bars and chocolate muffins and chocolate bars all day long? Yeah, liars, hypocrites. Anything else, really? Not that much. I mean, I really don't have a ton of pet peeves. Just kind of they're pretty big. Like, if you tick me off, unless you're my mom or family, you're probably going to know about it. Uh, People who, like, throw their phone, like, after they're done texting or talking, throw their phone every time. I mean, we all get it. We get frustrated from time to time, and that causes for phone slamming. But if you, like, throw your phone every time you get done talking on the phone or texting, aggravating. People who won't turn off their cell phones. People who have to have them on. In my case, mainly classrooms. The classroom is a place for study. Put it on vibrate if you need to feel your notifications coming in. Me, I turn it off onto vibrate because I do like to feel like, okay, I have this many notifications, need to look at them all. But people who, oh, sorry. Dude, if you know you're going to get probably a notification, put it on vibrate. Most people who have iPhones now know they're going to get at least one notification from one app during the class, especially if it's a test class. You need to turn that ish off. Secondly, people who will pick their nose or and then wipe it someplace other than a tissue and then not wash their hands, or wipe it on some public place. Like, that is freaking disgusting. That was in your nose, and then not clean off their finger or whatever. Ugh, it's gross. Ugh. Or eat the booger. Ugh. Makes me want to vomit and gag just even thinking about it. People who fart in public, and guys, I mean, I get it. Sometimes it just happens. Girls, the same thing. Well, girls is a little different. I was raised, my mom does that stuff, and it's gross. Trust me, it's gross. My sister, on the other hand, is a total girly girl and will not do that. She will not fart in public. And I like it because it's like, okay, girls aren't supposed to. And I know that's a double standard, but that's just how I was raised. But guys who think it's funny, or ha ha ha, I got a good one, then that's just, yeah. I mean, if you're around guys, that's cool. Like, you're having a guy night and you just are being stupid, idiotic guys, like, that's cool. But if you're around girls or you're in public and you're at a restaurant and somebody farts and they laugh, that's idiotic. That's moronic. Just be more respectful than that. Loud breathers is another one where snoring, going off breathing, is one of my pet peeves. People who sleep with lights or TV on, pet peeve, will not do it. If I'm at a friend's house and they sleep with the light on or with the TV on, like we fall asleep, I will not do it. I will have to go into the living room or whatever. Like, I cannot fall asleep with noise or light unless I'm extremely exhausted and comfortable. And people who snore. If my future girlfriend, and if we end up living together, and she snores, gonna have to fix that. Gonna have to find some way to fix that, because that's not gonna fly. Can't do it. Especially if she falls asleep first. Not gonna happen. People who whistle when they talk. Bilford Balls, or Big... I don't know why I keep getting you guys mixed up. BVD said people who whistle when they breathe. Mine is people like Lou Holtz, who doesn't only whistle when he talks, but he spittles when he talks. And his saliva production is too fast for his swallowing action, and he starts to spittle and you can't really understand his words. Like, and I know he's old, and it sounds horrible, but that's just how it is. Take a breath, swallow, so we can understand your words and you're thinking clear, and you can speak clearly. Excuse me as I stutter. That's karma for you. But anyway, that's about it. Don't want to drag on too long. Haven't made a video in a while. Anyway, as always, go Ducks. Have fun, y'all. Hope you had a safe Easter. I know I didn't make an Easter video like most of y'all out there. Quickly on the Bobby Petrino thing, I think he got everything he deserved. Sleeping around on your wife and your kids, that's not right, man, especially with an employee like BVD said, schlob on the knob and you get the job. That was funny. That made me laugh. But yeah, I think he got what he deserved. I hope he can get a job again in the in college. I hope this doesn't mar his reputation as a great college coach. I think he will get a job at some school like Pitt or some maybe almost their school, but I don't see a national power hiring him to get them to the next level, which is really sad because that's where Bobby deserves to be, just going off his prestige alone. And I quickly wanted to touch on the Ozzie Guillen thing. I know we don't get a lot of baseball in the TTC, but what he said about Fidel Castro deserved to be, it's irreprehensible to me, especially in the situation he's in, being the manager of Miami, the stadium being in Little Havana, which is basically all Cuban American people around. He deserved, if anything, more than a 5-game suspension. And people, and I don't know why. I think if this was anybody but Ozzy, they're canned, especially in this situation. But if they want to keep him around for a sideshow, that's fine. I think he's just a circus act that's paid to a circus act that's a manager on the side, because that's all Ozzy is to the press. He's just a sideshow. Every day something new happens in Miami with Ozzy. So that's what I think on it. I think he should have been fired. I don't think he should be managing for a while. It's disappointing to me that we're now, and my mom made the argument that that's his belief, and I'm like, that's true, but that's basically saying that you believed in the same psychologically or politics as Hitler, or liked Hitler, basically is what, like, that's the same thing. That's what it could be compared to. We could fire somebody for that? Probably. But as it is, he's still coach of the Marlins. I can't do anything about it. I can just come on here and talk to you about it. Leave me your opinions and notes and comments in the comment section. Maybe make a video saying why I'm wrong. I'd love to hear that. Anyway, as always, go Ducks and be safe, y'all.